So yes, the title is true. I bought my first ever Mavia Land NFT, and I really do wish I could buy more because what Heroes of Mavia has coming up is actually really exciting for the Web3 space, for mobile gaming, and for me personally, I've actually been really enjoying playing the game. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. When I talk about something, I really genuinely mean it. I will only do that with a game I think has a chance of doing really well in the future. In this video, we will cover the the Mavia Land, as I just said, the token airdrop that is going to be coming to Mavia, probably in January or February of this year, so very, very soon. The gameplay of the game, the gameplay economics and how they're innovating in the space, and the future potential of Heroes of Mavia, all right? So let's jump straight into it. Firstly, there's quite a few blog posts I'm going to be referencing a little bit here. I'm not going to full read them out to you because I think that would be ridiculous, but just so you know that there is a full blog post on the Pioneer airdrop program for season 1, and I will cover that off in just a minute, or at least the really key points. The other thing we should look at is the Mavia Land OpenSea page. If you want to get yourself a land, this is where you would do it. As we can see from the analytics, there are a few listings at 0.8 to 0.9 Ethereum, very few at 0.901, 1 to 1.1, and it really hovers in this sort of zone. You can see quite a few sales recently for the 0.78 mark, and it's currently sitting about 0.85 floor. So quite well. I actually bought mine at 0.95, so I caught the top, which is perfectly fine with me. I got it because I like the project, I like where it's going in the future. But just so you know, this is where you can buy it, and this is kind of what I'm talking about when I refer to Mavia Land. I'm going to keep doing that, oh my god. I also wanted to point out that this is not a paid sponsorship. I have been playing the game lots, and I'm making this video because I'm really interested in Mavia as a project, and it's very different to Illuvium in a lot of ways, has some similarities to Illuvium Zero, but in the way that it's very honing in on Clash of Clans. It's actually been a really fun game for me to play, and quite a big nostalgia trip as well. And so that you can see for yourself, you can check out the gameplay right now. This is someone doing a base raid. I'm not going to use my own footage here, unfortunately, for the simple fact that I cannot get it on BlueStacks yet, and my phone's really crappy, so it doesn't come out very nice. As you can see right here, is prepping for a battle, very similar to Clash of Clans. Many of you will recognize this style of gameplay. It actually looks really good when you've got it on high graphics. It's not perfect, and I'll talk about the shortcomings of Heroes of Mavia at the end of this video for any of you who might have concerns, because it is not a perfect game. But it's actually really fun to play. He's gone around destroying this base. It looks very simple now, but once you upgrade your base a bit, it actually gets a lot more enjoyable, and we'll delve more into that later. So the next thing we've got is actually something they've tweeted out, and this is actually really bullish for Heroes of Mavia and the future speculation on the token that is coming out later this month. They have 350,000 on the beta waitlist. I don't tend to put much weight on beta waitlists in general. 24 minutes average daily playtime is actually really quite good for any game, especially a mobile game, so that's quite amazing. 12K daily active users. I believe the beta has been opened up, being more and gradually opened up for the past few months. So 12K, and this is from a month ago, 12K daily active users is very, very good, and almost 50% day 7 retention is very, very good. I don't tend to pay too much attention to monthly active users, but 45,000 is good. I'm sure daily active is a lot more important to me. So how does the airdrop work? The Mavia token airdrop will be 2% of the total Mavia token supply, and that is what will be allocated to season 1 of the airdrop. 10% of the supply will become circulating and the TGE event. So 3% in total will be given out as airdrops. 2% will actually be given to land holders, I believe. I can't quite remember the specific details, but you'll be basically 30% of the total circulating supply will be given to people through gameplay, land, all those other sorts of things, which is actually a really high percentage. So very exciting for those that are interested in playing the game rather than just investing in the project. Also, unclaimed tokens after 14 days will actually be returned to the treasury because of the way these NFT things sort of shake out. A lot of people buy tokens, buy NFTs, and then in 6-7 months, they've forgotten they even own the NFT and they're not really paying attention to the project. There's 14 days for people to claim these tokens. So I expect actually a lot of them to go back to the treasury. And so that's going to make your tokens worth even more since there's less circulating supply. If you want me to speculate on the Mavia token price, I have a few ideas on how I would do it, then please leave a comment down below, all right? The other thing that we need to talk about is that Heroes of Mavia has actually been pre-listed on CoinMarketCap. To avoid yourself getting scammed or anything like that, the official details for contract addresses, marketplaces, and everything for the Mavia token will be here. Do not go elsewhere. Do not get scammed by other people. Use the CoinMarketCap website to make sure you are understanding the correct use for the Mavia token, okay? Do not go for a fake token. Please, I beg of you, all right? So, future airdrops. How will you get these Mavia tokens in the future? So firstly, there'll be quests, gameplays, and competitions. The ranked ladder will probably earn something as well inside the game. Mavia is free to play, so those people will also be able to earn the airdrop, but probably at a much lesser extent to the land holders. And there will obviously be additional incentives for holding land. The other thing is, as far as the game goes, it greatly resembles Clash of Clans. As I showed you just before, it is surprisingly fun. Maybe that's just because I really like this sort of game and other people won't enjoy it, but it's got some really decent progression, and once the game fully launches, it'll make more sense to either spend real money if you want to upgrade faster and also get extra builders, which has really been my only gripe with the progression of the game so far. But it's the same gripe I had with Clash of Clans, so it's not really that crazy. The other thing that a lot of people don't realize is normally I say a full clone of a game is a really bad thing, and I stand by that. However, there are exceptions to this rule, okay? People, I guess I'm speaking from experience here, I don't have huge factual data. People are always looking for a new city builder. The reason they don't restart on Clash of Clans is because it would be practically impossible for them to ever get to the highest tier without dropping thousands of dollars. And so they continue with their Clash of Clans run, or they find a different city builder that is just launched or is launched recently or is in its infancy so they can grow with the game. People like doing that with mobile games in general, and especially with city builder games. At least, again, speaking from personal experience, I played many city builder games because I just felt like, I don't know, I've played a lot of Clash of Clans. I'm never going to get to the highest tier. I want to try something else and stuff like that. So I think Mavia has a lot of potential to garner thousands and thousands, if not millions of players from this fact alone. The popular genre, the game's relatively well polished, it's very familiar, and it's brand new, which is all very valuable in this niche specifically, which is really cool. However, you guys always want my honest opinion, all right? In all honesty, the game isn't perfect. There are quite a few areas it needs to fix. The first and the most major one is it's seemingly lacking end game content. As you can see right here, there's only 7 unit types outside of the hero. And there might be 2 heroes, but I'm not sure. There's 7 unit types, and it lacks creative freedom in how you play the game and how you play your strategies. There's only 1 air unit and only 1 vehicle, and even the ground units have quite a bit of overlap. So it does feel really weird when you're playing that there's only really 1 or 2 strategies that seem to make a lot of sense. Even though the defenses have actually pretty decent variety, they're actually pretty interesting. There's an ice and a flamethrower tower. They're very, very cool and very different to something that that Clash of Clans has. So it's just a shame on the units and the troops side, it feels really lackluster. The only other thing is that it hasn't really innovated on anything that the city builder formula has done so far. It hasn't actually tried anything new, and I really hope that it does try more new things in the future, especially in the near future. That being said, there are some upcoming features that people in the community are really excited for. I'm not super ingrained in all that yet, but things like alliance wars seem really exciting to a lot of people, where your alliance can earn some of this Mavia airdrop for being really good at the game in a team setting. And I think that will be really cool to see. So I'm excited for those features, and they should be added at launch, if not shortly after launch. So excited for that. The other thing is, let's talk about land a little bit. What does a Mavia Land actually mean? Now, this blog here is really important. We're not going to go through it just like before, but if you guys have a chance and you want to learn more about Mavia, this is the blog you want to read to learn more about the Mavia ecosystem and the Mavia game. But what is the mass ownership Ruby model? Basically, there's this token called Ruby, okay? All players can earn Ruby. Landholders, free-to-play players, everyone. This will be gathered from luck-based events, gameplay, and achievements, but you get a significant boost to earning Ruby from owning land. Okay, if you own land, you're going to get way more than everyone else, especially if you have a legendary tier land. It is the only currency in the game. It is not a crypto token. It is the only currency in the game that can be used to craft and trade legendary items. And you can see them right here. They actually look really cool. They're really good skins for the different characters, make it a lot more interesting. There'll be cosmetics for your buildings and things like that as well. Color schemes, all that sort of stuff. These actually look really cool. These legendary items will actually have a finite capped supply, okay? So this Candy Myra, there might only be 1,000 of them. I don't know. But they will be capped. The other thing is that there will also be, even though these are mostly cosmetic items, there will be legendary consumables. And I think that's actually what this needs. People don't mind free-to-play mobile games being a little bit pay to win. I think this is a good way to do it, to incentivize spending, incentivize the marketplace, and really allow people to sell these NFTs for value. Cosmetics, they have value to a lot of people, but that's not everyone. Legendary consumables that people can use, the free-to-play players are going to buy that off you to help them win at the game and maybe get airdrops and things like that. That's going to be a valuable resource. And I know people hate pay to win, but it's an important aspect of these sorts of ecosystems to incentivize spending and incentivize earning. And I really hope Mavia leans into it more than just legendary consumables. Maybe there's a special troop, and there's a lot of them, so it's going to be relatively cheap, but it's still going to be important to have. When I think about this sort of stuff, I do think a little bit big time NFTs, and some of them being quite valuable with the really capped supply. So I hope they keep the supply numbers low. Also, landowners have privileged access to getting whitelists for these NFTs. When these NFTs drop, you will have to craft them with Ruby, and landowners will get first dibs. There will be a raffle whitelist system for all the other players in the game. Okay. Next. So these items can be traded on the secondary marketplace on the Mavia website. So for Ethereum or Mavia token or whatever else it might be, but they can also be sold and bought in-game for Ruby. In-game players that are playing free to play can spend 1,000 Ruby to buy your NFT off you. And then maybe you buy something else with it. I don't know. I don't know what you want to spend it on, but they can buy it off you with Ruby. So there's a lot of really great interplay between free to play players and landowners. So let me know what you guys think of Heroes of Mavia. If you guys want to get involved, if you guys want to play the game, you can get a beta key in the Discord. Just talk, ask people. Otherwise, it is coming to Google Play and the Apple Store later in January alongside the token.